really didn't really need those 3 minutes. I was just doing other stuff. Or well, it wasn't that I was doing other stuff, it was rather that I wanted to take some time to really. Hello, 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 Shevent, hello, Saxter, hello, everybody who came, hello to every single person present today, specifically as we deep delve on this dear book. We left it on the Canto 12. Fucking shit. Basically, we're incredibly fine. I would say we're incredibly fine. That's what's up, you know. Wait, what? Wait, what? What's going on? What's this stuff? What the fuck? Oh no. Anyways, let me get everything straight. I need to. Okay, one of the many things that I need to try and set up is, or I think I already had it made to be over here. Should be this one, Mahabharata, video alerts, window capture, properties. Let me change to here. Okay. Okay, wait. We were watching it with the 175, I think. So, let me. 175. I center this a little bit more. And let me see. Is it? Oh no, it was not center for me, but it is center for the fucking stream. Fuck. Anyways, we will accept it, and we will enjoy this stuff. Anyways, well, as I was saying before, just in case, hello dear lurkers, hello those who always come later on, hello myself, hello this dear apple that I am going to eat while we start reading, and well, I don't think I have anybody else to say hello to right now. I will, before really starting to eat, I will, no, sorry, before really starting to read, I will eat. So, yeah, that is one thing. The other is, I tried, or it isn't that I tried, last time I checked, and I wasn't really able to be consistent with the different voices that every single character has on the Mahabharata. So, we will not try that once again, because I won't even try to keep track of the character different names. Meanwhile, let me pull up the text. Videos. Here. The list of terms, just in case, and as always, if any kind of weird word appears out of nowhere, mostly we will have to search for it, but in the minimal possibility of having it already written down, I will be able to give that description. Now, Apple. This is amazing. This is one of the best apples. No, it is more likely that I was kind of sleepy. Wait. Yeah, I am kind of sleepy. It really turned me out, the whole throne thing. I really didn't try to make that much of a great deal out of the throne link, but it anyways happened, so yeah, the most logical thing is to say thanks to every single person, as always. Really thanks. But now I will need to really bite the microphone. And as I said before, I didn't say it on stream. I said it on the Discord. I set up everything just so I can have it going on and have it ready for whenever I stream. Hello, Runespawn. Hmm. Also, wait. Is Saxter still here? I think he already left, but I had a question for him. I was I was setting up everything else, so that's why I forgot to ask it in time. But well, I, I will. We will see later on. Anyways, now aside from saying random stuff, let me really start reading. We will. Mhm, mhm. We were basically reading the Pauloma Parva, and at this point it was about Hana Mejaya trying to destroy the whole serpent world, or rather, at the very least, all the serpents that existed there, basically. And he, yeah, he went on a kind of very big rampage about it. And if I'm not wrong, let me check upside. We left it after reading about the guy who kind of persuaded this guy from killing the whole. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Oh yeah, yeah. Mm. We left it on a very interesting paragraph. I remember. That was also one of the reasons that we left it here. This this paragraph that was on the 11th parva was really interesting because I was thinking about it. Yeah, when we end the stream, rather, not after, like I was pondering all the time, rather, when we ended the stream, it was really interesting this paragraph. He said to the powerful and peerless Ruru, "Best among created beings, sparing a life is the highest virtue, and a Brahmana should never kill any creature. A Brahmana should always be gentle and non-violent. This is the most sacred injunction of the Vedas. A Brahmana should be versed in the Vedas and Vedangas, and should inspire all men with faith in God. He should be kind to all creatures, truthful and forgiving. His prime dharma should be to study and remember the Veda. The dharma of the Kshatriya is not for you to be stern, to wield a scepter, and to rule his subjects is the dharma of the Kshatriya. Listen, O Ruru, to how the race of serpents perished at Haramahaya's Sarpa Yagna of old, and how a great Brahmana, Astika, master of the Vedas, and potent with spiritual powers, delivered the Nagas. We can kind of ignore this, specifically this part over here. The really interesting content was here, and more specifically, not the whole paragraph. In what was it? Here. No, well, almost the whole paragraph, rather. This from here to here. That is completely interesting in a sense because I think there is a kind of problem. Mostly, at least myself, I'm not Hinduist or anything similar, so I cannot classify myself as a Brahmana or a Kshatriya or anything like that because I am not part of that system of castes, so to speak. Castes. So I cannot really know what the fuck I am. In that sense, I have no possibility of really knowing whatever I in a sense represent in that society. But if we try to extract a message from here, it is really interesting to see that basically in a sense I understand it this way. Anybody who doesn't need to fight other people should try to cultivate themselves, basically. Um, because at the end of the day, the Vedas and Vedangas and having Dharma and understanding how to how to cultivate also karma is all related to. Let me pull up the terminology PDF I have over here. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Rishi, Dharma here. Basically, Dharma is a right way of living. Karma I said Dharma, so now I wanted to say karma. Karma is the collection of good or Samaritan activities that one realizes throughout his life. The Vedas, here, the Vedas are the different wisdoms that are spread around life. It basically is kind of telling those who don't really have any need of fighting to be wise in a sense. So that's why I thought it was interesting to go back specifically to this one. I know we left one some streams ago. I kind of went over it, but at the same time, I already understand that if I am very tired, because at the end of the day, the mental process that it is for me to come up with different ways to pronounce some names in this fucking book is hard. So I end up really tired when I had already been going on for an hour or so. So I don't really expect to have the possibility of intersecting anything out of this. But anyways, by itself it is interesting. Basically, it shows another of the many ways of living. I guess we will later on also see how should a Kshatriya drive himself in life, or itself, however you want to say it. Now, continuing, and this time for real. Canto 12, Paloma Parva continued. Sati continued. Ruru asked, Best of the Bihas, why did King Hanamehaya want to slaughter the race of serpents? Why did Astika save them? And how? Tell me in detail. The Rishi replied, Other Brahmanas will tell you the wonderful story of Astika. Saying this, he vanished. Ruru ran here and there in the jungle looking for the disappeared Rishi, but he did not find him. True, though he ran far and hard, he fell exhausted on the ground. He thought of what the Rishi had said and was bewildered. The word spun around and he fainted. Regaining consciousness, he went home and asked his father to tell him the story of Astika, and his father told him that tale. No, fucking shit. Canto 13. Astika Parva. So Naka asked, why did that tiger among kings, the magnificent Hanamehaya, decide to sacrifice the race of snakes in the fire of Asarbayagna? Sukna, tell us every detail. Tell us why Astika, best among the twice born, best among rishis, rescued the Nagas from the blazing flames, whose son was the king that undertook the terrible snake sacrifice, whose son also was Astika. Soti said, Most eloquent Saunaka, the story of Astika is a long one. I will tell it in full, if you will listen. Saunaka said, I am eager to hear every detail of the enchanted tale of the Rishi Astika, best among Brahmanas. Soti said, this tale was first told by Krishna Dvaipayana and Brahmanas call it a Purana. Vyasa, Vyasa Sishya. My sage father, Ramaharshana, once narrated the story when asked by the Munis of the Naimisavana. I was there on that occasion, and great Saunaka, since you now ask me, I will repeat the tale of Astika exactly as I heard it. Listen to the sad, sin-destroying story. Astika's father was as powerful as Prajapati. He was a Brahmacharian, always in tapasya. He ate very little, was a great sannyasi, and his lust was under complete control. His name was Haratkaru, foremost among the Jajavaras, no, Yayavaras, virtues, keeping stern Bratas, blessed with great Taposhakti. Haratkaru once went on a yatra through the world. Diverse places he visited, bathed in many sacred tirthas, and rest where night fell. Possessing enormous vigor, he practiced such austerities as few men can, who are not souls of deep self-restraint. The rishi lived imbibing only air, and he never slept at all, racing across the earth like fire. One day he saw his ancestors hanging in a great pit with their heads pointing down and their feet up. Haratkaru addressed them. Who are you that hang upside down by a rope of Virana fibers, being gnawed all round and all the time by the rat that lives in this pit? Fuck, Mexico. I almost ate a fucking seed. Almost. Thank God. Okay, well, fine. Mm. The ancestor said, we are rishis of stern bowels. We are the Yayavaras. We sink down into the earth because we have no descendants. We have a son named Haratkaru. Alas, the wretched child lives in Sannyasi's life. He does not even think of becoming a Grihasta, of taking a wife and having children. We fear that our clan will become extinct, and that is why we are hanging in this hole. We have every wealth, but live like indigents in this misery. Noble stranger, who are you that grieve for us like a friend? Tell us who you are, best of men, that stands here, and tell us why you grieve for us, miserable ones. Haratkaru said, you are my sires and grandsires, for I am Haratkaru. Tell me how I can serve you. The fathers answered, do everything in your power, child, to beget a son to continue our line. Then, noble boy, you will gain punya for yourself and for us. Not by good deeds or by long tapasya does a man acquire the punya that he does by becoming a father. Therefore, son, we command you, marry a wife and beget children. In this lies our highest welfare. Well, taking into account that I can do whatever the fuck I want, it is my stream. We might as well try to analyze what is being said here. because I think it is, in a sense, interesting, because we can kind of extract from this tiny text that it basically is talking about. It is specifically referring to Halatkaru, yes, but it can be applied to everybody. That whoever begets a child, basically, mm, gets more punya, or so to speak, more favor of the gods than by any other kind of action. Uh, yeah, basically that. Mm, whatever other kind of action a human performs isn't even equal to, or isn't even similar to the incredibly good action itself that it is to bring a child to this world, so to speak. Mm, I think in this case, the only difference will be basically to find that in reality, I said beget a child, but it is more like become a father figure, because you need to marry a wife, you need to beget a children, and you need to, I will guess, something like dedicate your whole life to being a father, not simply, as one would say, leave children all around the world for the sake of it, but rather to really try and create offspring that is worthy of your, in this case, being the whole, what is it, the whole Hinduistic ideology, beget a children that is um, deserving of your punya and your yeah sucks your what is it, your descendants karma, as in this case it is talking about Haratkaru. But even if he, yeah, we will see, we will see. I don't think I have anything else to say in this case. We will keep seeing. mm, Haratkaru said, I shall not marry for my own sake, nor earn wealth for my enjoyment, but I will do both for your felicity. My condition, by the Shastras, is that I find a bride who bears my own name, and that her friends and family keep her willingly to be my bride. But then, who will give his daughter to a poor man like me? I will certainly accept any woman given to me as alms. Oh, my fathers, I will do everything in my power to marry. I give you my word, and will not break it. Once I marry, I will have children, so you might be saved and attain to the realms of eternal bliss. Mm, there is, what the fuck? Once again? Oh no. Once again, this kind of formatting. Well, taking into account that we can make it in tiny pause, then okay, I think I have it. Basically, the other kind of message that it gives is one shouldn't work for the things for the sake of one happiness, but rather to, yeah, to fulfill the whole karma cycle in this case, to give your ancestors the possibility of attaining, how do you say, um, of, yeah, of attaining the realms of eternal bliss, and also to give them the possibility of being saved in a sense. So I will guess it is like doing it for the higher fidelity rather than because you yourself find it something pleasuring to do so. And yeah, and also because, as I said before, Haratkaru wasn't a man who really indulged in his life, so it means more like, yeah, doing it for the correct reasons, not for your own spite. But I don't know, in a sense, I guess because he was so in some ways selfless, he did it, or rather, Haradkaru, from an outsider perspective, is kind of a very dull character. Taking into consideration that he did without even questioning what their ancestor told him, he might as well not even have a will of his own. Rather, yeah, I guess if if he really meant what he was trying to do, he wouldn't have changed his mind so quickly. But maybe it is also part of the Hinduism ideology that whatever benefit your ancestors is more important than whatever you are doing for yourself. So that's why he also was so accepting of what he was told to do. Probably something like that. Now we will do this paragraph and I will go and draw this apple heart because I already finished it. Here. Astika Parva continued, Canto 14th. So he said, Karatkaru of great Bharatas ranged over the earth in search of a bride, but found none. One day he went into a jungle and, remembering his ancestors, prayed thrice in a weak voice for a wife. Basuki rose up before him and offered his sister to the Rishi. The Brahmana hesitated. Did she have the same name as himself? Noble Haratkaru thought, I will not marry any woman that does not bear my own name. So yeah, give me a second that I will go through the apple here and we will continue with this. We're not even starting. We will try to do at the very least 0.2%, something like 14 pages, taking into account that 14 pages isn't that long and we're already like how much? 10, something like that. So yeah, we will continue. It will be a very good long stream today. So keep yourself interested. I forgot that I was muted and I was talking like for 20 seconds or so until I remembered to check LMAO. Anyways, what I said was that I went through the apple throne, the apple heart, and now we have also a little bit of water because as every single time that I drink fucking water, I got my mouth very dry. So continue. Okay. I remember where we left it. Give me a second. That I get completely comfortable on my chair. And here. Um, the wise rishi of severe penance and great wisdom asked mighty Basuki, "Tell me, O Naga, the name of your sister." Basuki replied, "Haratkaru, my younger sister is called Haratkaru. I offer her to you. Take the slender-waisted one to be your wife. I have kept her for you, O best among Brahmanas, so take her." And he brought the lovely Haratkaru, his sister, to the rishi, who married her with proper rites. Sorry for that. Canto 15. Astika Parva continued. Soti said, "O foremost among the knowers of Brahman, the mother of the Nagas, had cursed them once. Agni, whose Sarathi is Vayu, the wind, shall burn all of you at Hanamehaya's Sarvayagna." It was in order to nullify that curse that Vasuki, king of snakes, married his sister to the rishi Haratkaru. When Haratkaru had married the Nagina Haratkaru with Shastraic rituals, a great soul was born to them, a son they named Astika. Astika was an illumined rishi who knew the Vedas and all the rangas. He regarded all beings with an equal eye and allayed the anxieties of both his mother and his father. In this case, I don't know if it tries to be deep, or more likely if it is somehow, I would say, maybe I might be overthinking it in this case, but I think, yeah, even if it doesn't really try to mean anything by itself, it can have an extrapolated meaning, so to speak, because basically the simple existence of Astika in some way was one of the biggest blessings, so to speak, to both his parents, and also what the creation of Astika meant to his bloodline, so also was also very important. In this case, we need to understand that this is a legend, obviously, but it could try to mean something like a child or a marriage can solve even the most difficult situations, so to speak, because yeah, I wouldn't say it, but the obvious idea of, oh yeah, love is stronger than everything else, basically. Anyways, I won't say it. This is obviously a joke. Do not take it seriously, please, dear Hinduistic people. But I don't know if it is real love. If you give your own child water to be married, no matter what they think, I don't know. Anyways, when sometime after Astika's birth, a king from the Pandava line undertook a great Sarvayagna, it was Astika who delivered the Nagas, his brothers, maternal uncles, and all other serpents too, from dying in the flames of Hanamehaya's snake sacrifice. Thus, Haratkaru delivered his father's ancestors by begetting children, by his tapasya, O Brahmana, and by keeping many vratas and studying the Veda, he freed himself from all debt, performing diverse yagnas, at which different kinds of offerings were made. He worshipped the devas. By practicing brahmacharya, he pleased the rishis, and by fathering children, he gratified his betters. Let me change hand so I can. Here. Haratkaru repeated that he owed his sires, who then rose into Swarga from the pit where they had hung, acquiring profound spiritual merit. Pungya, After a long life of many years, Haradkaru left his body and found heaven for himself, leaving Astika behind. This is the story of Astika. Oh, tire of the race of Berrigo. What will you hear from me next? Canto 16. Astika Parva continued. Saunaga said, Soti, tell us in more detail about the life of the learned and sage Astika. We are Agog. How is it that this fucking book has so many different words? Agog? Agog is a word. Agog. Agog. What? Agog. You're welcome, Vita. I don't know if you can sleep somehow with me. I don't think how you can do that, but anyways, you're welcome. Um, so like I said, Soti, tell us in more detail about the life of the learned and sage Astika. We are agog to hear more. For, oh, most pleasant one, you speak sweetly, with immaculate intonation, and your narration pleases us. Why? You speak as well as your father, who was always ready to please us. Tell us why. No, tell us the whole story of Astika, even as your father told it to you. Soti said, Oh, Chiranjeevis, blessed with long lives, I will indeed tell you the story of Astika as I heard it from my father, Brahmana. In the Krita Yuga, the Golden Age, Prajapati had two daughters. Sinless Muni, the sisters, were wonderfully beautiful. Kadru and Vinata became the wives of Kashyapa. Kashyapa found great pleasure in his two wives, and he, who resembled Prajapati himself, granted them each a boon. When they heard this, they rejoiced. Kadru wished for 1,000 Nagas to be born as her sons, all of them equally splendid. Vinata wished for two sons stronger, greater, more powerful, having more vitality and splendor than Kadru's 1,000. Kashyapa said, So be it, granting Kadru her boon of 1,000 sons, and Vinata hers for two. Vinata was delighted with her two superior sons, as was her sister with her 1,000. Carry the embryos carefully, said Kashyapa, and then he went away into the forest, leaving his two wives pleased. Noblest of Bihas, after a long pregnancy, Kadru brought forth 1,000 eggs, and Vinata too. Their maidservants placed the eggs separately in warm vessels. 500 years passed. Then, one day, 1,000 splendorous sons were born, but Vinata's sons did not appear. Vinata was jealous, and she broke open one of her eggs before them. Inside, she found a child whose upper limbs were fully formed, but not the lower part of his body, which was still undeveloped. Stunted, the child indeed cursed his mother. Since you broke my egg prematurely, you will be a slave if you wait 500 years and not try to crack open the other egg. The lustrous child within it will deliver you from slavery. If you truly want a strong child, you must lavish tender care on the egg for all these 500 years. Having cursed his mother, the child rose into the sky. Brahmana, he was Aruna, the charioteer of Surya, whom we see every morning at dawn. When 500 years pass, the other egg burst open, and from it emerged magnificent Garuda, the serpent eater. What the fuck? Okay, I think I have it. As soon as he saw light of day, Vinata's son left his mother. The lord of all birds felt hungry and took wing in quest of the food that the creator of all things had ordained from him. Oh my god, I love these names. Let me go back to this. How how can these people really use these names? I don't know. I guess they really enjoy their completely normal names or something like that. I don't know. Canto 17, Stigabarba continued. Soti said, Mune. No, wait. Sorry, I got lost in that idea for a second there. Uh, as we did before, I think we have something to extract from what was already said. And in this case, I think the message is that one should not cherish the things that other people has, even if what they have seems to be better in every possible way. One should only learn, or one should really learn how to be patient with what was already given. In this case, in the case, more correctly saying of Binata, if she had waited, she would have gotten the two most powerful sons, so to speak. And yeah, her story is about childs, but in general, this can be transcribed, so to speak, to every kind of thing. You you need basically to cultivate your patience with whatever you are trying to do. Could be the message. You should not focus on what other people has or has not done and has or has not received. Rather, you should only learn from yourself that whatever you are really trying to get, as long as you know that it is, so to speak, granted, will be better than anything else. You only need to work on it. That is the real problem. Do not let your own ego win in these cases. I would say something like that is what I could try to extract, but as we have said before, we have no real confirmation of what the fuck I am saying. So, yeah, we are literally guessing here. Anything. Anyways, continuing. Canto 17. Astigabarba continued. Soti said, Muni. About this time, the two sisters saw the marvelous Sewell among horses, the calm and magnificent Uchchasraivas, whom the Devas worship. He arose when the Ksharigara. Once again? Well, Shiragasagara, okay. He arose when the Shiragasagara was churned for the Amrita, and he was divinely graceful. Ever young, creation's masterpiece, irresistibly vigorous and bearing every auspicious sign and mark upon his person. Sarnaka said, why did the Devas churn for the ocean for the nectar? How and when did the mighty and resplendent Uchchasraivas come forth from its waves? So they said, there is a mountain called Meru, which appears like a great stack of blazing light, for its peaks reflect the golden rays of the sun that fall upon them. Devas and Gandharvas come regularly to the golden mountain, past compare, immeasurable and unapproachable by men, to expiate their many sins. Terrible beasts of prey range over it, and numerous magically life-giving herbs illumine its sides. Meru is the fierce of mountains and stands towering and kissing the Baloka, as it were. Ordinary folk cannot even dream of climbing Meru. Mystic trees of wishes and enchanted streams abound upon Meru, and its slopes and valleys ring with the songs of chores of fabulous beasts. When once the Devas met upon its sure peak in conclave, they had performed severe penance to obtain the Amrita, the nectar of immortality, and it seemed that the time had come for them to seek it. Seeing the celestial gatherings anxiety, Narayana said to Brahma, you must turn the ocean with the Devas and the Asuras, and you will find divine medicament and jewels you cannot imagine, and many other wonders. O Devas, churn the Kshirasaraga, and you will discover the Amrita. Canto 18, Astikaparva continued. Sati said, There is a mountain called Mandara whose peaks seems like clouds. It is the best of mountains, and clothed by hairs growing thickly all over it. Countless birds sing their sweet songs upon it, and dangerous predators range its slopes. The Devas, Apsaras, and Kinnaras come to sport and make love upon Mandara. It rises 11,000 Johannas into the sky, and its roots plunge down as many Johannas into the earth. The Devas wanted to uproot it to use for their churning rod, but they could not. They came to Vishnu and Brahma, who sat together and said, Lords, tell us how we can dislodge Mandara to serve our purpose. Son of Rigu, Vishnu and Brahma agreed. Lotus-eyed Vishnu gave the difficult task to the mighty Ananta, prince of snakes. O Brahmana, Ananta tore up the mountain with its forest and all the denizens of those forests. The Devas came to the shore of the ocean with Ananta and said to the sea of milk, Ocean, we have come to churn your waters to have the Amrita. The ocean replied, Tadastu, so be it. Since I will have my share, I can bear the prodigious churning with the mountain. The Devas went to the king of tortoises and said to him, O Kurmaraja, you must support the mountain on your back. The tortoise king agreed, and Indra set the mountain on his shell. The Devas and the Asuras made a churning rod of Mandara, Vasuki the rope, and began churning deep for the nectar. The Asuras held Vasuki's hood, and the Devas held his tail. Ananta, who was with the gods, would at times suddenly lift the Naga's hood and lower it as abruptly. Flames and black smoke spewed from Vasuki's jaws. These turned into clouds, charged with lightning, and poured down rain that refreshed the tired Devas. Flowers also rained from every side over the gods, flying from the trees of whirling Mandara, covering them in cool fragrances. Then, over Amana, from the ocean deeps came a tremendous roar like the thunder of the clouds of the Paralaya, the apocalypse. Countless fish and other creatures of the sea were crushed by Mandara and perished in the salt water. Numberless denizens of Patala, the underworld, and of the world of Varuna died. Great trees, with beards in their branches, upon spinning Mandara were torn up by their roots and flung into the water. Rubbing roughly against one another, many of these caught fire. Fires broke out all around the journey and upon the mountain itself, leaking through its forests. The mountain looked like a mass of black clouds veined with lightning. O Brahmana, the fire spread to the mountain and immolated lions, elephants, and the other creatures that lived on Mandara. Then Indra put out the fire with some lashing rain. After the journey had been underway for some time, O Brahmana, the extrusions of some hares and trees which were nectarine mingled with seawater, as did the liquid gold from the belly of the mountain, and the Deva. What the fuck? Okay. Mingled with seawater, as did the liquid gold from the belly of the mountain. And the Devas drank this water and felt immortal. Slowly, the milky water of the churn Kshira Sagara turned into ghee because of those rare extractions, but the Amrita itself still did not appear. Those gods came before Brahma, granter of boons, upon his lotus throne, and said, Sire, we are spent and have no strength left to continue journeying. The Amrita has not yet surfaced, and we must resort to Narayana to help us now. Hearing then, Brahma said to Narayana, Lord, bless the Devas with strength to churn on. Narayana said, Devas, I will infuse you with my own strength. Go, put the mountain back in place and churn the sea again. Their strength renewed, the gods began churning again. In a while, the softly luminous moon emerged, thousand-rayed, from the ocean. Then the Devi Lakshmi, incomparable, clad in white, rose out of the waves, followed by the dazzling with Uchjas Ravas and the celestial ruby Kaustubha that Narayana wears upon his breast. Lakshmi, Soma, and the horse, swift as the mind, all came before the Devas. Now the divine and original physician, the Havandari, rose from the waters, bearing a pale chalice with Amrita. Hello, welcome. We have been going for a little bit. How I will, I will, I will take this opportunity to kind of take a pause. How did the collab go? Everything went fine. I hope. Yeah. I saw it from Ace perspective. Let me change over here. Like this. There it is. I saw it from Ace perspective, as I said. He really seemed to have been going kind of for a lot, basically. It really seemed to be. Yeah, I would say it was great. Sometimes the only real problem was that the volumes got kind of funky, but aside from that, it was very interesting. Yeah. Sorry. We are going back to the book. Yeah. Discord is fucking horrible. The more I use Discord, the more I agree with that idea. It is completely horrible, but anyways, there is. Well, I don't think people really even uses TeamSpeak, so I wouldn't suggest using that. It was when we used it with my friends, it kind of worked, but at the same time, it is very 2000 technology rather than Discord that is continually improving. Anyways, sorry for continuing with the reading. The Ashura saw him and roared, "It is ours! Airavata of Mamo." Airavata? Ah, memory triggering. Yeah, Airavata. Airavata of mammoth body and with four gleaming white tusks came forth. Indra, who wields the Vajra, the thunderbolt, took him. The journey continued, and last of all, the dreaded poison Kalakuta appeared, smoking, staining the waves black. In a trice, it engulfed the earth, blazing up like a fire. The toxic fumes of the Kalakuta stupefied the three worlds, Swarga, Bhumi, and Patala. Brahma begged Shiva to save the worlds, and Shiva quaffed the poison to quaff. Quaff? Quaff? Doesn't quaff have a different meaning now? Anyways, Brahma begged Shiva to save the worlds, and Shiva quaffed the poison to preserve creation. Maheswara held the Kalakuta in his throat, which was burned blue, and from that time Shiva is also called Nilakanta, blue-throated. Seeing all these wonders, the Asuras despaired and prepared to fight the Devas for Lakshmi. Ante Amrita, Narayana summoned his Maya, his feminine power of illusion. He assumed the form of Mohini, a dark and irresistible seductress, and flirted with the Danavas, arousing them past reason. Enchanted by her, the demons gave the chalice of Amrita, which they had snatched from Havanbatri, into her hands. Okay, I have nothing to say about this chapter. This seems like the wildest trip that some monks had. I don't know. This is also comedy. Please do not cancel me, dear Hinduists, practitioners. As I was saying, Canto 19, Astika Parva continued. Soti said, the Daityas and Danavas, the Ashura sons of Diti and Danu, clad in superb armor and bearing unworldly weapons, were ready to attack the Devas for their ambrosia. But Mohini, the enchantress, deceived the demons and gave the Devas Altamrita, which they greedily drank in the terror of the Asuras, and they became immortal. While the gods were drinking the nectar of immortality, a Danava called Rahu assumed the guise of a Deva and, sitting among them, he also drank the Amrita. But Surya and Soma discovered him, and Vishnu lopped off Rahu's head with the Sudarshana chakra when the Amrita had only reached his throat, and the grisly head of the demon Rahu, big as a mountain, rose into the sky and began to cry dreadfully. The Danava's headless body fell on the earth, making her tremble. Are her mountains, forests, and islands? From that time, Rahu had hated Surya and Soma, and to this day he swallows them during the eclipses of the sun and the moon. At least there is no lack of fantasy. At least. Then Narayana was no more the Mohini of untold temptation, but himself again, and cast inexorable astras at the Danavas, weapons that made them tremble, weapons that killed thousands of them in a wink. In a wink? Thus, on the shore of the sad water sea, the dreadful battle between the Devas and Asuras, the Devasura Yudha, broke out. Sharp javelins and spears and thousands of every kind of weapon filled the air on every side, darkening the sky, dismembered by the Sudarshana chakra, mangled by swords, crushed by maces, pierced through by arrows, burned by astras. Asuras beyond count lay up dead upon the earth in pools of blood from their wounds, and blood they had vomited. A rain of heads, glinting golden crowns and ornaments hewn from their necks with razor-sharp blades, fell onto the ground, drenched in gore. Great Asuras lay dead everywhere like ruddy peaks of mountains, so huge were they. And when the sun rose in glory, thousands of warriors hacked at one another with diverse weapons. Screams rang out on all sides, and roars. Warriors that fought from a distance struck each other with arrows and iron javelins. Those that fought hand to hand slew one another with blows of their fists. The air was thick with shrieks of pain. Everywhere the voices roared, "Cut him down! Run him through! Off with his head! At them! Burn him! Kill! And forward!" As the battle raged, Nara and Narayana entered the fray again. Narayana saw the celestial bow in Nara's hand and remembered his own weapon, the Sudarshana chakra. Scourge of the Danavas, no sooner did he think of it, that the disc, bane of his enemies, bright as Agni, truly dreadful in battle, flared down from the sky. Receiving it, Narayana of limitless energy, his arms like the trunks of elephants, cast that blinding weapon, which could consume enemy cities in a flash, at the Asuras, burning like the fire that devours the world when the Yuga ends. The chakra, wheeling everywhere, slew millions of demons all around. At times it burned them into ash mounds, at others desiccated them, flashing through phalanxes and whole legions in a wink, and sometimes it went among them like an army of pisachas and drank their blood. On the other side, white as clouds, from which the rain has fallen, having untold strength and fearless hearts, the Danavas flew up into the sky, and from a great height hurled down 1,000 mountain peaks over the Devas, harrying them constantly. Those huge mountains, like banks of thunderheads, flat-topped and mantled with trees, collided as they fell from the sky with so many claps of thunder. And when 1,000,000 warriors roared without pause and those wooded mountains clashed together, the earth and all her forests trembled. Then Nara, the divine, appeared at the terrific battle between the Asuras and Shiva's Ganas. With golden-headed arrows, his master falling mountains to dust, and covered the firmament in a haze, repulsed by the devalations, and seeing the blazing Sudarshana consuming their forces on every side and in the fields of heaven, many doughty Asuras plunged down into the Patalas in the bowels of the earth, while others dove down deep into the salt-water sea. The victorious Devas worshipped Mount Mandara and set him back in his place, so he was rooted again. Having done Rita for themselves, the Devas shout for joy, making Swarga echo with their shouts, and return on high to their own realms. Great were their celebrations, while they returned to Devaloka, and Indra and the other gods gave the chalice of Amrita to Narayana for safekeeping. What a fucking reading this is sometimes. What? Uh, I guess is if you have the capacity of really imagining what is being told here, this is really an incredible book, man. What a fucking wild story. What even for myself that I do not speak English that good, the descriptions were amazing. I can't even guess how good it will be on the Sanskrit version. My favorite number. Also, hello, Captain Baptin. My favorite number. I don't know, man. Let me think about it. It is kind of weird, so let me think about it. Something like, I don't know, from a mathematical perspective, yeah, there are many good choices, but at the same time, my favorite one is, I would say zero is my most favorite one, mostly because, at least for now, it is one of, in a sense, the funniest numbers, something like that, basically, because zero right now is still kind of unexplained, or in some fields, zero is still weird to try and comprehend, so to speak. So zero is very funny to know, basically. And also the whole history that zero itself carries around is also incredibly great, I would say. Yeah, it zero basically rejects division. If you, what was it? Um, if you not multiply, but rather if you make a if if you make zero by the power of zero, it somehow gives you one. It is an incredible number. It has so many possibilities that you wouldn't even think of zero as zero sometimes. So yeah, I like zero. That is a good number. But yeah, that's why zero to the power of zero is very weird. That's why it is also very interesting. That is one of the many things that I never really got correctly explained when I was studying. So that is one of the many reasons as to why zero, at least to me, is interesting. More than others, at the very least. Mm, I am. I don't know. I might be needing some water. Give me a second. Yeah, I was needing some water. Sorry. I was going to say I was feeling my throat weird. Yeah, it was dry. So yeah. Anyways, thank you for coming, dear Captain Baptin. Let me let me continue here. Canto 20. Astiga Barba continued. Soti said, "This is the tale of how the Amrita was torn up from the ocean, and that was when Uchchasraevas, the original and peerless steed, also arose. It was this horse about which Kadro asked Binata, 'Tell me, good sister, briefly, what color is Uchchasraevas?' Binata answered, the prince of all horses is perfectly white. What do you think, my sister? You say what color he is, and let us make a wager upon it." Kadro replied, "Oh, my sister of the sweet smile, I think the horse has a black tail, beautiful one. Let us make a bet, and let she that loses become the other's slave." What the fuck? that is a fucking lot. That uh, what? They weren't playing around, you know? Directly, oh yeah, you lose, you become a slave. What? What is this? I, I don't know. I might be kind of sleepy, I don't know. I don't think it was that funny, but completely out of nowhere thing to say. Having made their wager, the sisters went to their homes, resolving to ascertain who was right about the coloring of Uchchais the next day by examining him closely. Kadru's Kadru was bent upon winning the wager, and she commanded her 1,000 sons to become 1,000 black hairs. "Are you fucking cheating, my sister?" 1,000 black hairs and immediately covered the divine steed's tail. She would not become a slave. But when her sons, the Nagas, refused to do so as she asked, she cursed them. "During the Sarpayagna of the wise Pandava king Hanamihaya, Agni will devour you." Brahmana Vidamana heard this savage curse of Kadru and knew that fate had subtly influenced the entire episode, for he saw that the race of serpents multiplied with alarming swiftness and threatened the rest of his creatures. Brahma and the other devas gave their sanction to the curse of Kadru. The snakes were virulently poisonous, had great speed and strength, and were vicious in the extreme, and it might be said that their own mother's curse was for the good of the rest of creation. Fate punishes those that seek the death of other beings with death. With such observations, the devas did not oppose Kadru's curse and went away to the realm. Brahma called Kashyapa and said gently to him, "Pure one, vanquisher of all your enemies, their mother Kadru has cursed your sons, the Nagas, huge and their venom, virulent and always intent on biting other creatures. Do not grieve over the curse, my son, for the burning of the race of serpents in the Sarpayagna was written long ago. The creator of the universe consoled Kashyapa and also taught him the secret vidya of rendering snake bites harmless." Canto 21. Astikaparva continued. Soti said, "When the night ended and dawn broke, O you who are reaching Tapasya, Kadru and Binata went impatiently to inspect Uchchaiserravas. On their way, they saw the ocean, into which all waters flow, vast and deep, roaring with waves, roaring mutely, teeming with whale-eating timingalas, monstrous crocodiles, and thousands of other species, gigantic tortoises, and other monsters of the deep." There are crocodiles in the ocean? I am pretty sure those are not things from the ocean. Anyways, sorry. This isn't a really. This is not the time to get specific. The ocean was a veritable mine of all kinds of gems. The home of Varunadeva, the wonderful abode of the Nagas, the lord of all rivers, where the submarine fire of the apocalypse slumbered. the refuge of the Asuras, the terror of all creatures, the majestic reservoir of water, the immutable ocean. Holy is the sea, benign to the Devas, the source of the Amrita, boundless, inconceivable, and altogether wonderful. Dark is the ocean, sadly sounding with the speech of marine creatures, its waves roaring endlessly, and spinning with fathomless whirlpools. All creatures fear the ocean, stirred by the winds blowing from its shores, rising up agitatedly. It appears to dance with wave hands raised everywhere, swelling and ebbing with the waxing and waning of the moon. Father of Vasudeva's mighty conch shell, Panchahanya, treasure trove of Jewels. The ocean was once cloven and tossed about violently when Vasudeva, of incalculable strength, plunged into the depths of the sea as Varaha, the great boar, to retrieve the earth, Bhumidevi, lying submerged on the bed of the ocean, which is lower than the Patalas, the realms of Nether. The Rishyatri of vast Tapasya and Sterratas could not fathom the deeps of the ocean, not when he had toiled for 100 years. Whenever a yuga ends, the ocean becomes the Ekarnava, the bed of Vishnu Padmanabha, while that god of measureless power lies plunged in Yoga Nidra, his plumbless sleep, his profound cosmic meditation. Sakara is the refuge of Mainaka, who fears Indra's Vajra, and the sanctuary of the Asuras whenever they are vanquished in war. The ocean offers water as ghee into the fire blazing out from the mouth of Badava, the fire of the end, who has the form of a sea mare. Fathomless he is, and limitless, immense, immeasurable, the Lord of rivers. Kadru and Minata saw thousands of mighty rivers plunging with haughty currents into the ocean, even like rivals in love, each one wanting to be the first to unite with the beloved, each wanting to stop the others. They saw that the ocean was always full, ever dancing with waves. They saw it was as deep as time and as wide as the sky, that awesome receptacle of water. And yeah, with this final description of the ocean that is 2 pages long, we're ending it today. Oh my god. Yeah, I have been trying to fight off my sleepiness, but I still cannot. Don't. I. No, yeah, I can't. We are not going to try that. Let me see if I can raise somebody. And thanks everybody as always for staying. Wait, you motherfucker. Fuck! I did to you, I did for you some reading, and it is for free. So now, give me the tiny chance of writing somebody. You can leave after I read. You can completely go do whatever the fuck you want with your life. But first, let me raise somebody. Thank you. It will be quick. It will be quick. I will do it quickly. I am already searching for somebody. So, 1 second. 1 fucking second. Yeah. I know I have it. I know I have it over here somewhere. We will. How much people were? What the fuck happened to Copadot? Why does Copadot have 73 people? I want to read here. I want to see what is going on. Why Copadot has 70? What is happening? What? Yeah, but I want to see it. Let us go there. making it. It is incredible. The tiny circles of people working on different things is going very, very great. Oh, he got a raid from Uwu to Owo. Yeah, yeah. Fuck. Fuck. So late, Purpur. Anyways, thank you for coming. No, yeah, nothing else to say. Yeah, yeah, it was Udo. Literally at the end. This is incredible. Anyways, as always, thanks everybody who came. Thanks to those who were able to watch, those who lurk, those who didn't have the possibility of staying the whole stream. Now, time to raid the dear